Hello everyone, my name is Saanvi. I'm so glad that you're here today and I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. So guess what we are doing for this vlog? I'll give you a minute. If you guess that we are going to be reading four different genres, then congratulations, you're correct. We will be reading four different genres this week, and I'm starting with the genre that I'm very comfortable with. We are going to be starting with the romance genre, and for this, I am continuing a series that I'm in the middle of, which is the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I am on the fifth or sixth book. I'm going to have to check that. I think it's the sixth book, and we are following Rose and Connor in this book. This is Fuel the Fire, which is the second book in their perspective, and I love this universe so much. Like, it's literally my Roman Empire. I love Lily and Lo. They just mean the world to me, and even Rose and Connor they have a very special place in my heart. I really love the dynamic. I love the dynamic of the whole group. The chemistry between them is electric. I just love their friendship, and everything about the series is perfect to me, even though the series is definitely not perfect. It has its flaws, but I just love being immersed in this universe. So that's what we're doing today. Not doing today, that's what we're doing in this vlog. I already started reading the book day before yesterday. I didn't read anything yesterday, but I think I'm around 10-15% into the book and I'm loving it. I just love being immersed into the world, and they're quite like they're big books, but it's just so easy to read the writing. It flows so easily. I'm already familiar with the character dynamics and everything, so it's not that difficult for me to follow, and I finished them quite fast, I think. Why am I forgetting words? What is wrong with me? But anyway, so that's our first book for the reading vlog, and I'm so excited to share with you what our next reads are going to be. I might do a 24-hour readathon this weekend just because I saw someone just mention on their story that they're doing this, and now I'm jealous, so I have to do. Let's get reading, and I'll see you soon. If I have an update, it's possible that I might not, because the stories are not anything different. Like in the last book, Rose and Connor, if you don't know what their story is about, they're rivals to lovers and they have a very high intelligent quotient. And just the way they interact with each other, their banter, it's amazing to me. It makes me laugh. And yeah, I think this is like where the point where I'm at in the book. I think this is gonna start getting serious now. So yeah, I've only read about I'm at 21% in the book, and I am already sure that I want something extremely particular from this book, and I hope it can deliver. And I don't like the direction it's turning in right now, because I feel like it might be too similar to the plot of Kiss the Sky, but I'm hoping for something very particular with this one. Let's see if it plays out that way. And but one thing that's surely, Connor Cobalt is one of my favorite characters ever. He is just, his emotional maturity and just everything is really appealing to me. And the reason my face just changed colors is because we have that Google Smart TV, so it, like, they are rotating pictures and it just flashed red on my face. But as I was saying, he is just such an amazing guy, and watching him interact with the kids is just such an experience that I relish. So that is one thing I'm really enjoying, and I don't think I'll have any updates before the 50% mark till I understand what this book is trying to present to me. So let's see. So currently I'm at about the 65% mark in the book. I took the weekend, I read a lot, which I'm really proud of. So that's the update. We are at 65% in Fuel the Fire. And one thing I really love about this book is that the romance is not even central to the plot anymore. It's just the circumstances around the character, and just their lives make this book so appealing, because it's literally like reading a gossip magazine and just getting to know the real inner lives of the characters, and I really love that we get to see them at work because it gives them a certain authenticity, it gives them more depth, it gives them relatability, because I relate to quite a lot of personality aspects of both Rose and Lily. So that makes me feel very validated. That's just one of the reasons why I love this series so much, is because I can relate to the characters, I can connect to them, I can just really feel what they are feeling. And in this book, particularly in Fuel the Fire, we get a lot of scenes with Morphe and Jane, who they are like the second generation, and we have a whole spin-off series dedicated to them. But they are the kids of Rose and Connor, as well as Lily Lily and Lo. I love Lily and Lo. Please, just they are my favorite couple ever. But yeah, we get to see like the way the two kids are growing up and how close they are to each other, and it's so cute. The moments when the kids come in is just so cute. Those are my favorite moments, if you can't tell. And I really like the climax in this book as well. Like the main conflict of this book is really interesting, because firstly, it's not what I expected it to be. It's so much better. And I really like the way the conflict is being handled, the way it brings out the best in all the characters, like the way it brings out their relationship with each other, and just how they would literally burn down the world if it means protecting the six of them. I love that. I love seeing Connor and Rose's vulnerability, because they are supposed to be like these geniuses who don't have any emotions, or they're just appear cold, but their inner world is so rich, uh, filled with complicated emotions, and just seeing them break down is like, it's a sad moment, but it's a very beautiful moment in the series. I really love that, because Connor in this book is realizing that he's not superhuman and he can't solve everyone's problems, and some things are just beyond him. I really like the discussions of sexuality in this book and how it affects celebrities, people at very high positions or who are very prominent in the public eye. Uh, I really love that, and I think I'm just really enjoying the book at this stage. I really like how everything is being presented, how it's written, the character dynamics, the narrative. I'm just surely in love with this book. I can't even, like, when I'm talking about books that I really love, I become so sober, because it just gives me a lot of peace. These books are my comfort places, and these are my comfort characters. I just love this world, I love these characters. So yeah, that's the update, and I'll see you soon. One thing I really adore about this series is Lo and Connor's friendship, because I think it's just one of the most unique friendships in the entire world, and it reminds me of this Bollywood movie that is just my guilty pleasure. I love that movie, and I just rewatched it today, so it's fresh in my mind. And yeah, I really want more Low and Corner moments whenever I can have them, because I literally collect them like treasures. I I love this dynamic. So yeah, that's my update. I just want more Low and Connor. And Lily and Low are just like my favorite couple in this entire series. So I guess it's just Low. I really love more Low page time. And like, I think Rose's relationship with her sisters was also like a very major motive in the entire series. Like, this sister trio was very important, but I feel like we haven't got much of that in this book. But because of the conflict, we have a lot of Flo and Connor, and I really want more. I will take any Lo and Connor moment that I get. I love them together. So yeah, that's my update. Honestly, I'm not even focused on Rose and Connor's romance. Like, that's not even my highlight for this book. It's supposed to be the highlight for this book. Like, that's the most prominent theme in this book, but I don't care about that as much as I care about Lo and Connor. So yep, that's the update for now. We have officially completed the romance vlog of we have officially completed the romance book of this vlog, which was Fuel the Fire. This was the I forgot again. I think this was the sixth book in the series, in the Addicted Calvary Sisters series. And reading every book in this series feels like a bittersweet experience because I'm so deeply attached to every single character that it feels like saying goodbye to a friend every time I turn the last page. That being said, this probably wasn't my favorite installment in the series because I understand that the spotlight on Rose and Connor's family was supposed to be the highlight of this book, but I didn't find it as cute as it was supposed to be. I was hoping for stronger found family elements, but they were scattered and they left me wanting more, and the romance felt really repetitive. Connor's character arc also didn't resonate with me as much as it should have. And Rose and Connor as a couple are supposed to be magnetic, they're supposed to be sharp, witty, clever, but in this book, the edge and just the authenticity seemed very dull, and that was something that really bothered me. But I did relate to Rose's character a lot in this book, and the overarching plot and the conflict were gripping enough to just keep me engaged throughout. I really like the thoughtful exploration of Connor's sexuality, which added a nuance and depth to his character. So, while this might not be my favorite installment in the series, I think my connection to these characters makes every book worth it. It was still addictive, it was still very easy to read, and as I always say, if you haven't read this series, you're you're truly missing out because I feel like this series has something new to offer everyone, something that will appeal to the emotions of every single person. I have finally finished Hamlet by William Shakespeare, even though it took me like a week to read this 250-page book. But I don't know what to say about it except I don't know what to say about it that's not already been said, but this is a typical Shakespearean tragedy where everyone dies at the end. But I've always had a penchant for those, so I enjoyed my time with this book. I thought the story was gripping and immersive, and I can understand why this book gets its fame because I love the philosophy in it, I love how the story was arranged, I love the soliloquies. I hope that's how it's pronounced. But yeah, I think this was just a really fun read. Shakespeare's tragedies are always fun and dramatic, and this one was no different. That's just what my jam is. I'm a dramatic person and I love reading about drama. So that's the second genre of this video completed. We have classical literature, which I never read except like once a year maybe. So I'm very proud of myself, even though at the end I was just like going through translations. But yeah, I'll update you with our next genre very, very soon. Something I forgot to mention about Shakespeare's works is that he's a really, really sexist writer, which suits the times, right? Like, those were the days where women were oppressed and just humiliated, and it sucked. But someone who has a low tolerance for that would not be able to bear this book. Like, if you're triggered by misogyny, then Shakespeare would trigger you really bad. So just beware if you're picking up one of Shakespeare's books to read for fun. If it's like not a textbook, then keep this in mind. Okay, so I've finally chosen the next book or the next genre I want to read, and it is How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. This is supposed to be like a mystery, dark comedy, psychological thriller kind of book, which, first of all, sounds so intriguing. And this title honestly never gets old. I bought this back in like it's been a while. You can see that it's getting old. You probably can't, but it is. So yeah, that's gonna be our next book for this vlog, and I'm so excited to read this, even though it's not a part of our TBR. So I'm greatly deviating, but yeah, let's dive into it. I feel a headache coming on, which is just the worst situation ever because I'm also doing a 24 hours readathon. But like I'm filming it on for my Instagram right now. So yeah, this is just like the worst day to get a headache. I'm not even kidding you. We have completed our third genre for this readathon. I just finished How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. And when I tell you that this is the most entertaining book that I've read in a while, it's dark, it's witty, and it's so addictive. Did I walk away learning something from this book? Maybe yes, maybe no. But the sheer satisfaction this book delivered was enough for me. I love unhinged women. That is my favorite trope, and this book just proved why. I didn't like the main character Kitty. I'm sorry, I just hit my mic with the book. I didn't like the main character Kitty a lot because she could be hypocritical at times, but that didn't take away from how brilliant and immersive this narrative was. If this book is on your TBR, I would highly recommend going for the audiobook because it's easy to read and it flows very fast, very smoothly, and there was not a second where I was bored. If you're looking for a book that delivers a razor sharp, pitch dark narrative that keeps you on edge while also being wickedly entertaining, then this is the book for you. This was amazing, honestly. I will never stop recommending this book because it delivered exactly what I wanted it to. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't start off loving this book, but oh my god, this was brilliant. I am going to be raving about this book for ages. This book deserves its hype. Another thing I'm gonna say in postscript, because I keep forgetting to add my thoughts in the main review for this vlog, but what I want to say is that the voice the author brings to the table is really original, and I think she's a very, very talented writer. I think this was a really unique, a really fresh story. So if that is something you're looking for, then you should add this to your TBR one way or the other, but that's just like a bonus for you. So, as I said in the previous clip, I don't remember if I said this or not, but I've been doing a 24-hour reading challenge, and it's been 3 days of me doing this challenge. But uh, apparently, I failed so miserably yesterday because after I finished How to Kill Men and Get Away with It, I lost the urge to read completely. Like, I didn't want to see a single word on a page. I was that it was a heavy book and my brain was like severely lagging, so that was the condition that we were in. But at night I watched a few reading vlogs and then I decided that I'm back in my fantasy era because that is just my favorite genre ever. So I am going to read King of Scars. This is also on my September TBR, and this is the spin off series to Shadow and Bone, which is a series I really enjoyed. I loved the magic system in that book, I loved the world building and everything. And this book is based on Nikolai, who is a character that I really, really loved in Shadow and Bone, to the extent that I bought a bookmark that said future Mrs. Nikolai Lanzov during that time. I was that obsessed with this guy, but I don't know why I never picked up this series before. But yeah, I think the pace of this book is really slow, and it's a pretty big book, so it doesn't look that big if I'm showing it on camera, but it is a pretty huge book, and I think the pacing is really slow. I haven't read much, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do now, and that's gonna be the next genre for this vlog. We have fantasy, which is my favorite genre, and we are back to our true selves and true nature. So I'll see you with an update soon. Hello, hello, how is everyone doing today? I'm back to you with another update on King of Scars. I just reached the 50% mark in this book and I am loving it. I say this for so many books, but this is probably the best book, best fantasy book at least that I've read in a while. We have three perspectives. We have Nikolai, we have Zoya, and we have Nina, the same Nina Zenik that we had in Six of Crows. And I love reading Nina and Nikolai's perspectives because they are such interesting characters and we have very different adventures in their perspectives, because in Nina's perspective we have these travel diaries and she has this new Grisha power of controlling the dead, so we are exploring her powers and just the reality of being Grisha. And in Nikolai's perspective, we have so much juicy political intrigue, and I love myself a good political intrigue in books. That's my favorite subtrope ever. So I love being in their heads. I love their inner monologues because I think they have really rich inner landscapes, and I love the interactions with people because Nina is this really humorous, witty, sassy person with like a heart of gold, and Nikolai is just this charming male main character, and I love it. I love reading about them. One thing I forgot I loved about Leigh Bardugo's books was her lores. Like, she weaves these really intricate lores about saints and demons and ancient stories and religious texts, and I love those. Like, I'm not even kidding when I tell you, whenever there's a lore portion, my heart starts jumping like a giddy child. I love those. But one thing I'd say is that this book is really, really slow. It's taken a lot of while for us to actually get to something significant. Till now, it was just world building and getting to know the characters. But I think we're at a really good place in the book, and something nice, something plot twisty is about to happen. I also love how all of our main characters, all three of them, have such rich backgrounds. Like, their past is woven so seamlessly into the story, which gives them such depth, and I love reading about that aspect of them. I think the writing is absolutely magical. It definitely pulls you in, and when I tell you that I'm addicted to this book, I genuinely can't stop reading. And I love Leigh Bardugo and her writing. I think I have a pretty free day tomorrow, so I'm hoping that I can finish this book, and I'll see you with an update soon. One thing I forgot to mention, because of course that's been the general theme of this video, but I was just picking up this book for the day, and honestly, whenever I pick up this book, my heart starts racing in excitement. This book excites me so much because it's so immersive. I feel like I am having an adventure, and I just love that feeling. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. So let's get started for the day. If you're just getting into the goodness of this book, I can't stop reading at all. Interesting characters and their interesting backgrounds. What's there not to love about this book? And the plot twist. Do you remember when I told you that I love lore in books? I am loving this book so much. So I just finished The King of Scars, and I'll get to my final thoughts and opinions in a second. But there's something that I really just need to get out of my system. So if you haven't read the book, it's a really big spoiler. Like, it'll spoil the whole story for you. So if you haven't read the book, if you want to read the book, then please skip to the time that I'll mention here. So this book is mainly about the possibility of the Darkling returning and just destroying everything these people have worked for. And there's this new cult that is coming up in the book that is dedicated to the Darkling. And in the end, that we find that the Darkling did come back. And what I said was, like, my first reaction was, is this guy Voldemort or what? Because they destroy one piece of his power, he comes back with another. Then they destroy another piece of his power, then again he comes back. And oh my god, I love the story. I love the plot of this book. It's so magical. But this guy just refuses to die. His power just moves from here to here to here, and this guy is Voldemort with his 7 Horcruxes. I'm not even kidding. This guy just refuses to die, and now he's back. Like, this is how King of Scars ended. This guy, Darkling, is back, and to just havoc everyone's life again. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. But I'm so excited. This was such a good story. And Nina's adventure, like she's on her way to start a like Ferdin. That's how I'm pronouncing it. She's on her way to start a Ferdin revolution. And oh my god, all of whatever happened in this book, laced with drugs. This is so good. Oh my god. As I mentioned in my previous update, I did finish King of Scars by Leba Dugo, and this was an absolutely phenomenal experience. It was so immersive from start to finish. The characters, they are so brilliantly crafted, and I genuinely fell in love with their complexities. I can't wait to see how their journeys play out. The world building, as per usual for Leba Dugo, was amazing. It was breathtaking, and it was filled with so much rich lore that honestly just made it come alive. And then we had the magic system, which has been greatly enhanced in this duology. It's a spin-off to the Shadow and Bone series. You have to read the Shadow and Bone series before picking this one up. But the magic system, it was built upon so well in this one. I was genuinely hooked. Every detail in the story comes together to weave an experience that feels both intimate and just epic, which is so rare in YA fantasy books. The plot twist, it left me just stunned. It was gasp inducing. It was just, I can't wait to see how that angle plays out. So if you're looking for a YA fantasy duology, look no further. If you haven't read this after Shadow and Bone, you're making a huge error, because you're missing on something really amazing. This is literally the gold standard. It's compelling, it's unforgettable, and it's so imaginative. Truly one of the best reading experiences I have ever had. Which brings us to the end of today's reading vlog. I think this is probably the best reading vlog I've done so far, because everything everything I read in this vlog was at least 4 stars and above. We first read Fuel the Fire, which was 4.25 stars. Then we read Hamlet, which was also 4 stars. How to Kill Men and Get Away with It, I first gave this book like a 4 stars, but the more I think about it, the more I love it, and it's definitely a 4.5. And then King of Scars, this is 4.75. Loved this. I hope you enjoyed watching this reading vlog as much as I enjoyed filming it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Just comment anything. Love to chat with you. I would love to get to know you guys more. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye.